Welcome to this week's podcast. Tim Weigel, I'm Grape and Hops IPM Specialist with the New York State IPM program and also the team leader with the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program. It is now August 14th. We're getting into the middle of the month. People are starting to think about harvest, trying to protect that fruit just for going into the short run before we start picking. And, if you need to get a botrytis spray on, you need to get a great berry moth spray on, spray coverage is essential. A lot of the materials we use, even the powdery mildew materials where we're looking at cleaning up some of the existing infections, those contacts, you have to have good coverage. Now with all the sprayers that are out there these days, it used to be back in the old days it was easy. We said, you want to put on 50 gallons of water pre-bloom, 100 gallons of water post-bloom, that's going to give you great coverage, and you go for it. Our canopies have gotten larger. If you have wine grapes where you have the upright growth habit, you're leaf pulling, you're exposing those clusters, that is the perfect cultural practice to ensure spray penetration and covering those clusters, which we're really going for these days. If you have some of the wine grapes with a downward growth habit, or the Concords, the Labrusca type that have the downward growth habit, it's much more difficult to get that spray because you have leaf shingling that's going to occur. So what I would suggest is don't just crank the amount of water that you're going to use. Go out and actually look at how your sprayer is performing and tweak it. You may need to move some fans, adjust some nozzles, increase the amount of water that you're using per acre, slow down a little bit. Really with your sprayer, you're the one that has to figure out how to make it work. With the cost of botryticides and materials like Intrepid, which is now legal in New York State with special local needs label, and it's always been legal for use in Pennsylvania, we want to make sure that you have excellent coverage because that's a growth regulator type of product where the larva has to, when it hatches and it comes out and starts feeding, the material has to be there for it to ingest. So, I know we're getting ready for harvest in the Lake Erie region, especially with some of the Concord vineyards that we've seen. We have really heavy crops out there, so we want to protect those leaves from powdery mildew, and we want to make sure that we're getting those sprays in there, the insecticides for grape berry moth, because we're potentially going to have to hang the crop a little bit longer this year. So go out, take a little bit of time, play with your sprayer, make sure that you have it working the way it's supposed to work, and let's all have a great harvest. If you have any questions or comments, or you have suggestions for future podcasts, please put them in the comment section below.